The UFC will reportedly do everything in their power to get a Netflix deal once their contract with ESPN expires at the end of the year. I told you! UFC is allegedly having issues with ESPN's technology. I don't know, man. Dana White always likes to make bullshit reasons why for things. But anyways, not saying it's him. Whoa, calm down. I'm just saying. While ESPN isn't happy with pay-per-view numbers being way down, pay-per-view's a dead model. WWE proved that before. Brendan Schaub was on his fucking show talking about how UFC is going to do what AEW does and take their pay-per-views to Amazon and shit. Shut the fuck up. What's going to happen is they're going to go with Netflix. Okay? Phil, don't miss. Sure, it's coming soon, but for real, like, they're going to go to Netflix. All TKO stuff is going to go to Netflix. You Negflix. Hey, Schaub, you Blockbuster. Okay? Yeah, so that was MMA news. Let's move along to miscellaneous. Let's do that because we got a lot, and we got some TNA stuff as well. We got a lot to get to. Matt Cardona is blocked by Swoggle, Dylan Postel, Hornswoggle. I don't know why that's in here. Walking weapon. So again, another fucking thing that I was spot on about. Alexander goes to Maple Leaf Pro. So could have seen that a mile away. Doesn't mean he can't show back up in TNA or he can't show up in AW or he can't go to WWE, but this was 100% his first stop. I called that a mile away. So here he is. I mean,
oh no, QT Marshall, I was going to say he's a walking wounded literally, but he's now in control of Josh Alexander, the walking.
QT's whooping his ass. I wonder if Big Boom AJ makes a run in.
Weapon. QT Marshall into the apron. Oh, wow, Argentine backbreaker. QT Marshall, your plan has just gone away.
That's actually a crazy spot, and shout out Marshall for taking that. And dude, Josh Alexander's lit as fuck. Okay. Moving along. I can't wait. He better go to WWE. No. Rey Mysterio's entrance and theme that he only used during dark matches previous to his SmackDown debut. So this is awesome. We're probably going to get, I'm going to have to chop this out later. So check out my Patreon. I like to upload clips. I don't do, if it's, there's only like a little piece. It's like, I don't know. We can do without it. But, you know, I react to like, you know, the world's cheapest wrestler and wrestlers getting punked and all this shit. But yeah, anyways, I digress. Let's take a listen here. Hopefully WWE blesses us with this one.
Yes, I did. I cut caught the curtain, fell down at the end of the ramp, and they booed you the entire way. Yep, and I even waved. I mean, they brutally booed you.
Like, this theme slaps too. Why? I wonder why they switched it. I don't know. I like that theme. I know it sounds fuzzy, but that's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. Congratulations to Real Ace Romero, who revealed that he lost 200 pounds in 1 year. Let's go. So a lot of free plugs here for this WrestleCon. So they ain't paying me or nothing, but a lot of plugs for them. Mickey James will take on Maki Ito. Okay, at the Mark Hitchcock Memorial Super Show at WrestleCon 2025. And I'll be there, of course. And I'll be there for you, Eric. Yeah, so Maki Ito versus Mickey James. Like, what kind of sicko world? I like Maki Ito, though. I know she triggers people. I know she does some dumb shit. But there is something about her that, like, she's talented when she, like, I get it. The falling headbutt thing is silly and everything, and that pisses some people off more. They're like, well, that's worse because then she knows what to do, but she doesn't do the right thing. And that's, I don't know. And then that's where you get into subjective, like, well, what is the right thing? What is the right thing, Brian? So yeah, we have a lot of plugs for fucking WrestleCon. Rest in peace, chat. Best energies. R.I.P. to Vince Steele, who I believe he suffered a heart attack at only 39 years old. Lots of wrestlers. I mean, I'm entirely unfamiliar with his work. Lots of wrestlers came out in support of him and just being like, dude, he was a really good guy. And so I think he passed away in the ring, which is incredibly unfortunate. So, yeah, just best wishes out and energies to his family and all of that. In lighter news, I am honored to be the new QP. So this is Qatar Pro Wrestling, dude. And they're just throwing out big bucks to sign like stars from around the wrestling world and have them come wrestle. I think Del Rio and Miro threw down over there. But Matt Cardona is the new QP Wrestling Middle East champion. He can't wait to return to Qatar and defend his championship. These are the type of gigs. I mean, I don't know personally. Qatar, you guys need some sort of commentator. Hit your boy up. No, but I mean, I'm fairly certain these are the type of gigs where, like, you know, a guy like a Cardona or a Miro, you don't need to go back to WWE when you can book a few of these every year. You know what I mean? A handful of these ones, you know, maybe a few of these, and then, you know, a solid handful of fucking other indie dates and cons and stuff like that. I mean, wrestle cons. I mean, yeah, you don't. WWE isn't the if your objective is just making money, you know. If your objective's like taking it to the final boss level, yeah, you need WWE. But if you were like, yeah, I've been there, done that, like a Cardona, damn, dude, strike while the iron is hot right now, dude. And it's been hot for years now. We're rolling. Like, I love it. I feel like wrestling is just getting bigger and bigger. So I can't stand people complaining about WWE's numbers going down. It's like from the Netflix debut, which was basically like a PLE. So that's like saying, oh, the Raw numbers are down from WrestleMania. No shit, you know? Anyways, though, that's another topic. Here, let's just take a look. Here's Cardona, I guess, accepting his title. English commentary. That's all I'm saying. I won't say fuck. I promise. Okay. He won't be allowed on. Well, no.
Awesome. Matt Cardona.
I didn't hear you say new Middle East champion. The complete.
Chat, is that belt a W or nah? It's, I don't know. They need to just fill that white part in the middle with, like, you know, the big gold, the big Goldie, the world heavyweight. You just fill it with that shit, like, you know, flowers and lion heads or whatever, skulls and flames and shit, bro. No, I don't know.
The internet champion. Always ready. Matt Cardona. Show me some respect.
Well, I will. Then you
see, he's so seasoned too. He knows all they're gonna print are his few select English words and shit or whatever, right? Extra, read all about it. But you guys know what I mean, right? He knows just to say, I'm the champion. I'm this champion too. Here's my name. Show me respect. Boom. He's such a profesh. I don't know. Anyways, moving on.
Champion.
I love Cardona, dude. I'm a huge fucking fan of this dude.
Matt Cardona.
You're expecting me to thank Ali for bringing me here. Thank all the fans here. The tennis. No! I'm going to thank me. I'm going to thank the complete Matt Cardona. I got here all by myself.
Yeah, when the fuck does he go back to WWE? It's like he doesn't even need to. I'd love for it to happen. He could be a cool, like, one-off Rumble appearance, you know? Speaking of MLP, though, here is PCO. Just absolutely, PCO is not human for a reason, man. Look at this madman at his age. Watch this whole sequence. Shout out MLP. Don't fucking Scott D'Amore. You're the guy. You're the guy, my guy. I'm not your buddy guy, but you're my guy. Okay, friend? So don't pull my shit, fellow Canuck. Oh, my good God. Do it again. Yeah, it's not even I am the table. It's like I am the concrete floor, dude. He just missed and splatted. Watch that one more time, then watch what he does. Oh, my God. And the fact the table didn't like, and look at him, he's like limping up the rope. Oh my God. Whose legs broken worse? PCO's or the tables? Look. Boom. Like, you only have so many of those in your life. He's just putting them up. How old is he? Like 60? Just putting them up. God damn, man. Shout out PCO doing the damn thing. Here is Indy Hartwell trolling Mercedes Monet. India, I don't like when you do that, India. I'm sorry. Are you saying India like the country? No, India.
She has a mean streak. Oh yeah.
And this is the match they pulled JD off of.
Indy Hartwell now maybe a test of strength.
That would not be smart for Mercedes to accept.
No, Indy obviously taller than Mercedes. Yeah, quite the difference, as you can tell.
Oh, there we go.
Very resourceful, is the champion. This is Mercedes. First time, as we mentioned, here at the NYC Arena. She scaled the ropes. Nice arm drag takeover.
Shout out HOG Wrestling. Yeah, that's a shitty arm drag Monet just pulled off there. So speaking of GCW, here's a Phoenix Splash. This is in GCW Ashes, Japan. Here, or we were talking about HOG rather, but GCW. Here's a Phoenix Splash onto light tubes.
What's he going for here? Oh, he nailed it. That's a new variation.
WWE ID. I got your two next fucking guys, buddies. Matt Riddle says he found Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens difficult to work with. And let's hear what he has to say. He does an interview. He talks about how, I guess, the Canadian boys were difficult to work with in WWE, and we'll determine together whether or not he's working the shoot here. He has the old school UFC title, but it says bro on it, you know, and it's like a replica of that sort of. So that's kind of cool to do that too. I always thought Matt Riddle should take one of those influencer fights or whatever. He'd do well.
Who would you say was your hardest opponent you ever had?
Hardest opponent in the ring, I would have to say Sheamus.
Sheamus, really?
Sheamus, easy to work with, hits really hard. So hardest in the ring. But then when I think about who's hard to maybe work with, I would have to say Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens, because they're just it's hard to put a complete sentence together with those guys, if you know what I'm saying.
Really?
Yeah.
So they were a little difficult to work
They're
with.
difficult. Sheamus hits you hard, but it's easy to put together.
Who?
Damn. So they just have a lot of ideas. We want to do this. You know, they just have all these fucking ideas. I don't know. It doesn't really seem like he's burying them, though, just being honest. So Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows' first match since their WWE release has been announced, with them set to take on the Powers of Pain in a steel cage match at All-Star Wrestling Show on June 7 in Beckley, West Virginia. Guys, ASW, make sure you check that out. That's fucking awesome. The Good Brothers, right? About to wrestle a couple other good brothers there. And yeah, that'll be a good one. Here's Bully Ray, who tells a story about him, Hurricane, and Haku beating up three guys in a club in Roppongi in Japan.
One night.
Shout out Sirius, Busted Open, Bully, and everyone else.
In Japan at a club called 911 in Roppongi. Me, Jericho, and Hurricane. And Jericho had a couple of cocktails in him.
And he was like, hey, yeah, they do gone bobbed out. And Hurricane was like, stand back. And then fucking Bully was like, Devon, get the tape. No, I'm just joking. Okay.
And we all know what happens when Jericho gets a couple of cocktails in him.
He wants to fight.
Thank you, Mark. And he was instigating some shit.
So Jericho's a little shit talker, shit starter when he gets drunk. Okay.
And he was the champion at the time, so he thought he was, you know, this is when they unified the championship. They put it on Jericho. So, you know,
I could beat Tyson, Judas in my mind, only in my mind.
Thought he was the cat's pajamas.
And the bee's knees.
He starts in with three guys.
Yeah.
The first guy had his jaw shattered by Uncle Bully. The second
Uncle Bully just broke your nose.
Guy got his nose broke by Uncle Hurricane.
and Hurricane hit you with an elbow.
I turned around and I witnessed the third guy standing on his own 2 feet, but slowly crumbling to the ground. And when I realized why this man was crumbling to the ground, I then realized it's because Haku had the shoot throat grip on him and was choking him out slowly until he dropped to the floor. Remember the
What have I done? I am so afraid. Haku has my fucking jaw and ripped it all away. No, like, you know what I mean? Jesus Christ. Haku just really Tongan death gripping dudes. Holy shit.
double? Remember the goozle when he used to grab you by
He goozled him.
the Adam's apple and just cut all the oxygen off?
It's real.
It's
It's real, dude. He really did it.
it's real. It's damn real.
It's damn real, man.
Oh shit, man. You gotta love stories like that. You don't really hear stories like that anymore. So, or like we've heard them all. Dark Side of the Rings covered them all 2 seasons ago, you know? So Odyssey Jones files defamation lawsuit over WWE firing. Now, I don't think this is towards WWE. Let's just take a gander. Watch me be wrong. No, defamation against his former partner, right? Saying like, I'm innocent and this got me fired from WWE. You owe me whatever money. So Kurt Angle expresses gratefulness that fans have dropped the name Perk Angle and now use Peak Angle. And he said he was really pleasantly surprised that they responded that way. It makes me know that I have true fans out there that really enjoy my career and love me for what I did. I'm just grateful that they're going to drop the name Perk Angle. It reminds me of a dark time in my life, and it's something that I don't want to have to deal with anymore. I deal with it already, and it's behind me. Yeah, that's good. Peak Angle. Speaking of behind them, though, Del Rio seemingly still just on the wrong path here. Former WWE star Alberto Del Rio, Alberto El Patron, reportedly suspended by Tijuana commission, and he's suspended from Tijuana for like 182 days or some shit due to an incident with fans, right? So some shit popped off in Mexico, and let's see, at the AAA wrestling event, the Tijuana commission suspended him for 180 days, which is roughly 6 months, for his role in an incident on Friday. They have 2 TV tapings coming up in Baja California, but those are in Ensenada and Rosarito. I don't think it affects those. I haven't seen the full match, but in the clip going around, Alberto appears heated at someone in the crowd post-match. He tries to hop the guardrail, but isn't able, so he circles to a place he can get over. He then throws a chair at someone off camera. Security intervenes. Another fan, seeing this, then throws a chair, hitting Alberto in the head, which starts a slight melee with people throwing things. One story going around is an old lady got hit by a flying chair at some point and ended up in hospital. Well, that's no good. Oh, come on. That's not very fair, Alberto, to bring people's grandmothers into your chicanery down there in Tijuana. That's not very fair. I once saw a donkey show there, Eric. Okay, let's move along. So Matt Riddle is interested in working with Vince McMahon again.
You what?
No, you're not reading that. He said they got rid of Vince, but from what I hear through the grapevine, there might be a new opening for him. I've even heard Vince might have another company. I'm interested in anybody, bro. That's wild, dude. Alberto Del Rio, yeah, he's like banned in Tijuana for like 6 months. And yeah, we just went over it. He threw a fucking chair and then someone glommed in with a chair. So we have a couple companies vacating tag belts. So Noah vacated the WWE tag belts not long ago. Or pardon me, I'm an idiot. So Omos was there. Noah vacated their tag titles that was held by WWE Superstar at the behest, I'm assuming, of WWE, who are like, we need Omos back here, whatever. I have no fucking clue why. But AAA also vacates their tag titles that were held by Jinder Mahal and Satnam Singh, with, of course, the Jarretts in their corner. And I mean, I fantasy Mark booked that. I was like, I'd get Jinder with fucking Satnam and just try and sort of recreate and put him with the Singh brothers and do what kind of he was doing in WWE before. I know you want to be different, but at the same time, like, imagine the heat you get doing that type of shit on the indies where everyone, I don't know, you just get such heat. But of course, that also costs a lot of money, for everybody involved in that. But former WWE champion, but yeah, they just vacated the titles, so it is what it is. Big Trouble Ben Bishop, who is on PWT podcast tomorrow morning. Actually, guys, if you're just tuning into the show, Big Trouble Ben Bishop and I hung out today. We laughed at the sheets. We talked about Dave Meltzer, and we interviewed him a little bit, cleared up some of the rumors about him as well. And he has a match coming up on this Friday, so 2 days. ACW, Big Trouble Ben Bishop taking on former WWE and TNA World Champion Nick Nemeth, and that's Adrenaline Championship Wrestling. That's in Maryland, Hagerstown, Maryland. So make sure you guys check that out and go give Big Trouble Double B a fucking follow. He wrestled AJ Francis recently. He's wrestled some names, man, in and around. He was on fucking AEW. Yeah, make sure you guys check that out. So again, man, look at how over Sting is. Like, what a fucking baller. Due to overwhelming demand, we have added Sting to a second day at WrestleCon. He will paint red on the one day and then white on the other day with pro photo. So they had to split it up. He's making so much money. There's such a demand. Literally, Sting can go get a whole bag of like people going, well, do we get him in the red and black face paint? There's a whole fucking market for that. What a baller. There's over, then there's like over. There's over like Red Rover. You know what I'm saying, dude? And that red face paint, dude, is Red Rover, right? We call fucking the Brinks trucks over, right? Mr. Moneybags over here. So dude is like going to make, because there's people who are going to double up. There's people who are going to go, oh yeah, I got him the first night. I got to get him night 2 though as well, or whatever the fuck. I got to get him in both. So I don't know, dude. That's crazy. And like, let's be honest, he could fucking he could paint his face like Surfer Sting and do that one night too. If it was a 3-night thing, they for real could do that. So I don't know. Just amazing. Good for him, seeing someone all these years later to where it's like, he's going to make so much money. Sting's a fucking icon. He is a legend. Say what you will about his AEW run. To me, he's always been going to be one of my favorites. Not like even like one of my all-timers of the best ever, but he's just one of my favorite. Look how fucking over he is, right? He could do the Joker face paint and probably do a night as well. Like he's just truly the outlier, the guy who didn't need WWE to reach that status that WWE, you typically needed WWE at one point in your career to get to that level. You know what I mean? Awesome to see. So Jimmy Wang and Jazzy Yang, a father-daughter combo courtesy of Hybrid School of Wrestling. So Jimmy Yang and Jazzy Yang are going to be there. So Jimmy Wang Yang's daughter, Jazzy Wang Yang. Moving along. Kurt Angle, Peak Angle will be there. Okay. And then we have Sonny Ono, Ultimo Dragon, dude, are going to be at WrestleCon. Get your tickets only at StarCast. I don't even know if that's the same thing. WrestleCon and StarCast might be two different goddamn things. We got Ultimo Dragon and Sonny Ono. And that's amazing. So that was Miscellaneous News. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Miscellaneous News. So we head on over to my world with Jeff Jarrett over at Save with Conrad. I gotta really stop just plugging his shit for free. Jeff Jarrett on Hulk Hogan getting rid of the 6-sided ring and getting booed on his first night in TNA. Chat me up, Jeff Jarrett. What was it like? I mean, I'm here for it. I was here for it then. I was there for it then, and I'm here for it now, Jarrett. But like I would ask Eric, Jarrett, what was it like? Chat me up about what the Hulkster was like in TNA. And did he need Blue Chew? I take 2 every day. Head on over.
So with
it's Conrad over on X.
All due respect, Hogan not having a clue what TNA wrestling was all about, the 6-sided ring, all that. We talk about bubble. He was so far away from who our audience was. And again, I've always said that's on Dixie. That's 100% on her. Why she didn't say, Hulk, this 6-sided ring got us shelf space, and we've sold a lot of licensing on it, and kind of the way we look at it, the way Spike looks at it, and They ain't going to tell you no for any reason because you're Hulk Hogan. But let me just give you some context on this and that, this and that. I mean, they booed him night one. Can you imagine how Kevin K and Spike felt? The big savior of TNA, quote unquote, that didn't need saving, was on the right track, is going to walk out there and they're booing him night one. It was just like, guys, what do y'all not see the forest? Nope, you can't because of the trees. It was just unbelievable. He wanted to take shots at me, and this is a wrestling 101. If there is a time in TNA's history from the time it started until 2009, and I'll give Mick Foley and the writing and really the heat because of the Main Event Mafia, but I was as hot of a baby face when the power play took place, and then I come back. It's like storytelling 101. I'm not going to be a heel just because, Hulk, you're a babyface and you're going to say shit about me. They just a total disconnect on every. I mean, poor Orlando Jordan and the Nasty Boys and Val Venus and all this. I mean, it was just everything that TNA wasn't.
Well, shit, Jeff, I don't hear you keeping that same fucking energy for Tony Khan now, do I? So Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley showed up at the TNA taping. So there you go, folks. We need that fucking, now this is what it's like when worlds collide invasion. Are you ready to go? Because we need that fucking TNA NXT worlds collide then invasion. Cassidy Haynes of bodyslam.net says, on Friday, one of our Body Slam staff members made an inappropriate comment voicing their personal opinion about This Is TNA and some of its performers during our live coverage of their pay-per-view. So we covered this before, you know, they were trashing. They're like having a known racialist like Tessa Blanchard and having AJ Francis tell Laredo Kid to go back where he came from. That's so offensive. And then AJ's like, well, he told me to say it. So the comment was uncalled for, unfair, unprofessional, and unacceptable. As a media outlet, we should remain objective and unbiased. We at Body Slam want to publicly apologize to TNA, to Tessa Blanchard, I couldn't tag her, AJ Francis, to the staff of TNA, TNA fans, our readers, and any others who were offended by the tweet. It is not our role to play judge, jury, or social executioner. Personally, we want to be a brand that lifts up professional wrestling, etc., etc. AJ Francis was like, nah, I wasn't even mad or whatever. He was like, nah, I wasn't even like hurt about it or whatever. But yeah, moving along. TNA management is working tirelessly on securing a bigger TV deal, which they'll likely get at the pace they are going, ladies and gentlemen. That was light news. Let's get a banjo and a round of applause for light news.